We need to talk about the men on Bravo. A lot of people are doing rewatches of Vanderpump Rules, and whenever they are, I see the same question over and over again. How did anyone fall for Sandoval and Schwartz's act, right? Like, it is fully understood by the fandom now, post Sandoval, that Sandoval is an evil demon, right? He is a ghoul, he's a goblin, he was slimy, he cheated on Ariana, he cheated on Kristen. Schwartz cheated on Katie 100 million times and would then gaslight her, but everyone liked Schwartz, so he was sort of allowed to get away with it because he was very likable, and everyone pretended that he wasn't, like, manipulating them. And I'm now seeing the exact same thing happen on Summer House, where people are really falling for this, like, oh shucks, I'm just a sweet, innocent guy act from Jesse as he manipulates women into fighting each other. And West, I saw a post today on Reddit that was like, oh, I don't care. I like West. And it's like, I defend West's right to break up with Sierra. I think he is slimy and disgusting for his reason for breaking up with her being, I knew that I was going to get famous and I just wanted to like smash girls. That is a little bit repulsive to me. I'm sorry. It is very frustrating to me because I talk about authenticity and like performance on this account a lot. And obviously I watch a lot of reality TV and it's like very clear to me when someone is performing or when someone is acting when they're not being themselves, right? And everything about these two is so skin crawling to me. And I'm not saying that I like have a superpower because I'm a man that dates men. I'm just saying that it's kind of crazy to me that everyone watching these shows is like, I love Jesse. I can't believe it. He's just a dumb, innocent guy. And like West being like, oh, I love my DMs. My DMs are so juicy. I love working at Complex and sticking my tongue out in pictures. And people are like, that's the king of Bravo. Like it is actually so I feel like insane. I feel like when you're in a friend group and you hate someone and everyone is like, this is the best person in the world, and you feel crazy. Nothing about these men is real. The only thing I believe is that they both went on Bravo to like hook up with as many girls as possible. But it is really frustrating watching the fandom do these like sort of misogynistic backflips to defend them, right? Jesse purposely isolated Lexi, and then even in the most recent episode, when after Lexi broke up with him, he went and told everyone that it was because of Sierra, which wasn't true. It's on camera. We can see what happened. And everyone is still intention over impact thing where it's like, well, that wasn't his intention. He's confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. And it's like, well, he's a man. Why would all of a sudden, all of the internet, all of these memes are like, men are evil, men are bad. And now all of a sudden, when we are watching a man work in real time, it's like, a man isn't capable of this. He would never manipulate us. I don't even throw around gaslighting and like therapy terms that willy-nilly, but it is, I feel gaslit where I'm watching the fandom gaslight me into believing that these are like good guys when they are the sleaziest people on Bravo. If you are now watching Vanderpump Rules and you are confused as to how people like believed that Schwartz and Sandoval were good guys, it's happening right now. Like if you want to see how the fandom will sort of weaponize itself to defend the actions of bad men, this is how. For my Valley heads, I'm also seeing this thing where there seems to be like a misunderstanding. They released the like first 6 minutes of the next week's episodes, and people are saying that Jasmine is obsessed, that she's making Danny her storyline. And again, I'm very confused because again, the fandom is mostly made up of women. If a man got drunk and touched you, would you not be mad about it, right? They're like, well, he apologized. And it's like, okay, but it's still weird. The problem that people don't want to realize is that having a drinking problem can be very complicated. Obviously, we're not doctors. I cannot diagnose him with a drinking problem, but it is very clear to me that a lot of the criteria he is, every time he gets drunk, he gets kicked out of wherever he is. He has gotten so drunk that he doesn't remember where he is, who he is, what he's doing, who he's talking to. He doesn't remember conversations. He's completely blacking out. He is being inappropriate sexually, right? He's like touching women inappropriately, right? How is this not an issue for people? And on top of that, he is doing this and pretending that it's not a big deal and like blowing it off on the after show. He seems very sort of cavalier about the whole thing, where I understand that it's very difficult to sort of acknowledge to yourself, right? That's why the first step of saying I'm an alcoholic is saying it out loud because you don't want to acknowledge it. And we see that with other people on Bravo, Shannon. But if you are unable to get to where you are going, to remember where you are, to remember your interactions with people, if you are physically touching people inappropriately, if you are being rude to people, if you are harassing people, I think if you are meeting, and it's a pattern, right? Because he didn't like touch her again, but like he's doing all of the other stuff again. He's getting blackout drunk every single time he's at a party. I struggle to understand why the fandom is now saying that Jasmine is the bad guy. And I feel like I know why, but I'm praying that it's not that. I just think it's weird that now we're running with the narrative, or like a lot of people are, obviously not me, but like people are running with the narrative that this is like a crazy, obsessed black lesbian who is just terrorizing this guy when he assaulted her. Like he harassed her. If you've never had it happen to you, like, God bless you, you are so lucky. But this isn't something you can just get over when someone who's, again, drunk, when he apologized to her, he was drunk. Like, you can't just say, oh, I was drunk, sorry, if he's doing it over and over again. That shows that there's no intention of changing the behavior and sort of renders the apology moot. I'm often disappointed in the Bravo fandom, but this feels very, very coded to me and very upsetting that this like language is sort of what we're seeing on Sierra on Summer House, where now they're turning Sierra into like, again, this like Jezebel harpy who's obsessed with West and obsessed with Jesse and Lexi. And they're doing it to Jasmine, where it's like she's obsessed with Danny and this is her whole storyline when she was violated in this very, very core way. Do not let these men pull the wool over your eyes.